Gentlemen, welcome to the 2015 Spring Commencement of the College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs of the University of Northern Iowa. Please rise for the graduating students. University of Northern Iowa. Of the University of Northern Iowa. President Rude and the Platform Party.
President Rude, distinguished platform guests, members of the administration and faculty, graduates of the spring class of 2015, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you welcome to the spring commencement exercises for the College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs of the University of Northern Iowa, which will now be in order. Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Jeffrey Brick, UNI professor and voice in the School of Music, and the presentation of colors by the University of Northern Iowa ROTC Honor Guard. Please be seated. At this time, I have the honor of introducing to you those members of the platform party who will not be introduced at a later point in these exercises. All those introduced should please remain standing until the introductions have been completed, and I suggest that applause be withheld until all have been introduced. Chair of the University Faculty, Dr. Scott Peters, Professor from the Department of Political Science. Members of the administration of the University of Northern Iowa, Dr. Michael Hager, Senior Vice President for Administration and Financial Services. Dr. Terry Hogan, Vice President for Student Affairs. Mr. William Calhoun, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Patricia Gettleman, Special Assistant to the President for Board of Regents and Governmental Relations. Dr. Nancy Hill-Cobb, Associate Provost for Faculty Affairs. Dr. April Chatham Carpenter, Associate Provost for Academic Affairs and Interim Dean of the Graduate College. Ms. Marty Mark, Chief Information Officer. Mr. Christopher Cox, Dean of Rod Library. Mr. Matthew Krager, Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management. And Mr. Scott Kettleson, Director of University Relations. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the President of the University of Northern Iowa, Dr. William N. Rood.
Good morning, graduates, faculty, administrators, regents, families, friends, and guests. I'm Bill Rood, and I have the pleasure of being the 10th president of this great university. Welcome to the Spring 2015 commencement exercises for the College of Business Administration, the College of Education, and the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs of the University of Northern Iowa. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the hard work by these graduates in their classes, at work, and at home. Commencement is a special moment in the life of a university. It is special for the family and friends who honor our graduates by your attendance. It is special for this university that has a rich and remarkable history. It is very special to the faculty who always put students first and whose commitment to learning, discovery, and engagement has made UNI a prominent center for educational success. Would the faculty please stand and be recognized? And finally, it is even more special for our graduates whose hard work and commitment and their commitment to learning we honor today. You have earned the privilege of being here. We know this commencement will be meaningful and memorable, and we thank you for being with us for this celebration. You may notice that some of our candidates are wearing a red, white, and blue honor cord. This honor cord indicates that these students have served, are serving, or will be serving our country following graduation in the military. This recognition is well deserved. Thank you. This recognition is well deserved, and we are deeply grateful for their service and bravery, as we know our freedom is not free. Would the students wearing the red, white, and blue honor cords please rise so that we again may recognize you and honor you. At this time, to honor America, would all veterans in our audience please stand and be recognized for your service to our country.
We now proceed to the recognition and award of honors. Dr. Michael Licari, Interim Provost and Executive Vice President, will recognize those candidates honored for their superior record in scholarship. Dr. Licari.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that some of our candidates are wearing bronze medallions. This medallion indicates that these students are graduating with summa cum laude honors, which means they have achieved at an academic level which places them in the top 3% of their collegiate graduating class, or have received the university's highest award, the Purple and Old Gold Award for meritorious scholarship or for conspicuous achievement. These achievements demonstrate both a superior level of ability and a high dedication to scholarship, for which the university is very proud to recognize at this time. Would the recipients of the Purple and Old Gold Award and the summa cum laude candidates please rise so we may recognize and honor them.
At these exercises, it has become our pleasant custom to ask a member of the graduating class to deliver an address. Dr. Farzad Musavi, Dean of the College of Business Administration, will introduce this year's speaker.
Good morning. Mr. President, it's my pleasure to introduce Ariana Aquilani. She's graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in accounting. Her major GPA is 3.95 in a department where the average course GPA is 2.5. She will never forget the professor who gave her her only B. Ariana was just recognized by the accounting faculty as this year's most outstanding graduate in the department and was awarded the coveted Purple and Old Gold Award. She came to us from Clinton, Iowa, and she came as a presidential scholar. For the parents in the audience, that means zero cost. That's been tuition paid. She came as a presidential scholar and has been on the dean's list every semester since her freshman year. Outside the classroom, she has produced strong leadership in pursuit of very worthy causes on our campus. Her study abroad experience has taken her to England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. She has done 2 major internships, one with KPMG in Des Moines and the other with John Deere in Moline. Next year, she'll be here to do her Master of Accountancy and expects to pass her CPA in May of 2016. Beyond next year, she already has 2 job offers for May of 2016 and will make her decision at the end of the summer when she's done with her 3rd internship at PwC in Minneapolis. It was not Ariana's childhood dream to become an accountant. At the age of 5, she wanted to be a hairstylist, and she had a younger sister to experiment her craft on. But one experiment went terribly wrong when she put her sister's hair in pigtails and chopped one off the side of her head with scissors. A quick look at the final product convinced Ariana she should choose a different career. So she chose to stick with numbers, which eventually led her to accounting and the University of Northern Iowa. And she tells me she's never looked back on that decision. I don't know how long it took her sister to forgive her, but she's here today to celebrate the occasion, as are Mr. and Mrs. Aquilani. They're seated there in the special seats. Mr. and Mrs. Aquilani, here is your older daughter, Ariana.
Thank you for the kind introduction, Dean Musavi, President Rood, members of the platform faculty, members of the platform party, faculty, family, friends, and fellow graduates. I can't express enough how thankful I am I did not become a hairstylist. Still to this day, I'm not very coordinated with scissors, and my sister could probably attest to that. Hello, everyone. As Dr. Musavi mentioned, my name is Ariana Aquilani, and I am a senior graduating with a bachelor's degree in accounting. On behalf of the College of Business and College of Education graduating classes of 2015, thank you for being with us today as we celebrate our graduation from the University of Northern Iowa and embark on our next journey. The next steps in our lives will be different for each one of us. Some will begin a full-time position in the workforce. Some will continue their education throughout graduate school, and some are still trying to find the right fit for them. Wherever we decide to begin the next stages of our lives, we can all remember our common connection as UNI Panthers, where both the people and the squirrels are friendly. When thinking of what I wanted to say today, the wide variety of opportunities available to us young professionals was a recurring theme in my mind. These opportunities ahead of us are like lighted candles on a birthday cake. Every time we blow one out, we have taken full advantage of an opportunity and have accomplished a goal. However, just as these candles do not stay lit forever, opportunities do not last forever. Therefore, we must seize every opportunity with confidence as they come before they fade away. The first candles on each of our cakes have been the opportunities offered to us here at UNI. I look out into the crowd of graduates and realize that each one of you has a different college story than every other person present. This is the beauty of the university experience we have been privileged to attain. We have been exposed to events and activities piquing a range of interests. Some of us have been involved in a large variety of student organizations, the performing arts, athletics or intramurals, the study abroad program, volunteering opportunities, and some had a really great social life. UNI offered it all. The university has also provided the opportunities to gain real-world experience in our fields, such as internships and student teaching positions. Now that we have blown out all of these first candles of opportunities, as we cross the stage today to receive our degree, each of us has been provided with the tools necessary to be successful with any future endeavor we may choose. Just as the number of birthday candles grow each year, opportunities will continue to develop for each one of us with the passing of time. These new candles will come as we come across new experiences in our careers and lives going forward. Someone once suggested that we make our own opportunities. Whether this relates to education or life on the weekends, I personally believe this to be true. Similar to UNI, the world is full of prospects waiting to be pursued, and it is now our responsibility to take advantage of as many as possible, knowing we have the tools to tackle any situation we come across. We are currently moving forward into the workforce or higher education without knowing everything of what the future holds. It's very possible our afternoon naps and Thursday night parties may come to an end, but we can be assured that overall, the opportunities here have equipped us with the skills necessary to apply them appropriately to any challenge in our path. There are a couple pieces of advice I have received from various people that I would like to share today to help us build cakes full of opportunity. The development of new experiences will be met by a positive attitude. I was told by my supervisor at my recent internship that a positive attitude is at the top of his list of recommendations he gives to young professionals entering the workforce in any field. Many people have ability, but this ability must be met with the right attitude in order to succeed. We must meet challenges and criticism with the determination to grow our minds and expand our horizons toward fulfilling our responsibilities, whether it is personal or work-related. Another piece of guidance provided to me is the fact that we must be willing to adapt to change. I'm sure many parents and members of the faculty remember Johnny Carson, host of The Tonight Show in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. He once commented, "If it weren't for Philo T. Farnsworth, inventor of television, we'd still be eating frozen radio dinners." However, technology is not the only thing that has changed within the past few years. Think back to graduating from high school and beginning your freshman year of college. Are you the same person now you were back then? I'm sure most of you will answer no. I know I can speak for myself when I say that I am not the same person I was when I first moved into Bender Hall as a nervous little freshman. The transformation each of us have made throughout our college experience is very similar to the improvements technology has made during the past few decades. We all adapted to the college life and no longer had to use the campus maps on the back of our organizers to get around campus. Realizing the changes we have all made in such a short period of time and all the doors waiting to be opened is encouraging for the future. As we all prepare to form a new stage in our lives, we must never forget the knowledge we have learned, the people we have met, and the memories we have built. We have all experienced the valuable opportunities UNI has offered, but now it is our turn to make new opportunities for ourselves going forward by demonstrating our ability to adapt to change and, most importantly, exhibiting a positive attitude. We must never forget the inspiration and ideals our parents and professors have strived to instill in our lives, and let us always seek to be a credit to the school that today sends us forth as college graduates. I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to each and every one of you on all of your accomplishments up to this day and going forward. Now make a wish and blow out all of your candles as we celebrate. Thank you, and go Panthers!
Ariana, thank you so very much for your time and commitment in developing, preparing, and delivering such a reflective and exciting message for your fellow graduates. Friends, for all your graduates, for all your friends, family, and for everybody in this audience. We are honored today to have two members of our Board of Regents of the state of Iowa with us. They are both great supporters of UNI. We now have one of our own as a student regent representing all students in the regent system. Current UNI student regent Rachel Johnson. Thank you for being here today. Please stand and be recognized. Speaking on behalf of the Board of Regents of the state of Iowa today is Regent President Pro Tem Katie Mulholland. Regent Mulholland has been involved in public education for 40 years as a teacher and administrator, and now is Superintendent of Schools at Linn-Mar Community School District in Marion, Iowa. She is also one of our own. She has earned 3 degrees from the University of Northern Iowa, a BA in Art Education, an MA in Special Education, and a doctorate in Educational Administration. In the spring of 2011, she was appointed to the Board of Regents by Governor Terry Branstad, and most recently, she was named 2012 Iowa Superintendent of the Year. Regent Mulholland and her husband Ed, also a UNI graduate, have 4 adult children and 7 grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming Regent President Pro Tem Katie Mulholland.
Thank you, President Rude. On behalf of the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I congratulate all of you on your academic success. It is a really tremendous achievement. We are proud of all of your accomplishments, both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Today, you will receive a degree from one of the finest universities, which has provided you with a strong foundation for your future plans. We wish you continued success. Congratulations, class of 2015.
This year, the University of Northern Iowa is privileged to bestow 3 honorary degrees, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd given in the university's existence. Gail Johns-Rose will receive her honorary degree at our 2 o'clock ceremony later today. The distinguished recipients of this degree during this ceremony will be presented to President Rude by Dean Brenda Bass. At this time, will Senator Tom Harkin please come forward?
Mr. President, I am honored to present to you Senator Tom Harkin. Senator Thomas Richard Harkin was born in Cumming, Iowa, one of 6 children raised in a 2-bedroom house that he still maintains. The son of a coal miner with a 6th grade education and an immigrant mother from Slovenia who died when he was 10, Senator Harkin witnessed his father's black lung disease, his father's loss of employment during the Depression, and the opportunity his father gained from the creation of the Works Project Administration. Senator Harkin also witnessed the significant barriers faced by a brother who was born deaf. These formative experiences became the seeds that would define his work as a congressman and a senator over a 40-year career. Senator Harkin graduated from Dowling High School and went to Iowa State University on an ROTC scholarship, graduating with a degree in government and economics in 1962. He served 5 years in the Navy as an active duty jet pilot and later received a law degree from Catholic University in 1972. He was elected to Congress in 1974 and was successively re-elected until 1984 when he was elected to the Senate, where he served 30 years until his retirement in 2014. If there is a single word that describes the focus of his efforts, it is opportunity. Working to ensure that fundamental opportunities are available for all citizens to acquire education, work, and health. Senator Harkin was the leading advocate for disability rights in Congress, culminating in his signature achievement as author of the landmark Americans with Disabilities Act, or the ADA, in 1990. He ensured that people with disabilities would be included in the formation of policy and its implementation. As a result, barriers were identified and addressed to enable equal opportunity, full participation, independent living, economic self-sufficiency, and integration in all aspects of life. Senator Harkin had a vital role in expanding access to education as a co-sponsor of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act in 1997 and 2004, which ensured that all states provide early childhood special education services to children with disabilities, including autism, beginning at birth. He led passage of legislation to increase job training and employment opportunities through the Rehabilitation Act. He also authored the act that created universal closed captioning in America. Inspired by his late brother Frank, he wrote the bill that established the National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders at the National Institutes of Health to focus on research and supports for the deaf and hard of hearing. In addition, he championed efforts to ensure that people with disabilities are included in emergency support provided to nations in cases of disaster. As chairman of both the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and the Appropriations Subcommittee for Labor, Health, and Human Services, Education, and related agencies, Senator Harkin had a tremendous influence on policy formation and funding, as evidenced in the growth of Head Start, student aid, and school modernization programs. Senator Harkin also served on the Agriculture Committee throughout his 40 years in Congress, 12 of which were as chair or ranking member of the Senate Committee. Landmark policy changes under his leadership were made in conservation, food assistance, nutrition standards, food safety, access to fresh and local foods, renewable energy, and energy assistance. On behalf of the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa, I commend him to you for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority granted by the state of Iowa to the State Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, it is with great pleasure that I confer on you, Senator Tom Harkin, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
At this time, will Ambassador Nancy Powell please come forward?
Ambassador Nancy Powell. Ambassador Nancy J. Powell was born in Cedar Falls, Iowa, graduated from Lamar's High School, and then received a bachelor's degree in history and teacher education from UNI in 1970. For the next 6.5 years, she taught high school social studies and coached the girls' golf team in Dayton, Iowa. The opportunity to take a group of her students to Pakistan for a summer study experience became the springboard for a 37-year, highly distinguished career as a Foreign Service officer. Ambassador Powell holds the rank of Career Ambassador, the highest in the United States Foreign Service, and one that is sparingly bestowed. Ambassador Powell's career has been concentrated in South Asia and Africa. Outside of Washington and Ottawa, she has served in Nepal, Pakistan, Bangladesh, New Delhi, Islamabad, Ghana, Uganda, and Togo. 5 of these were as ambassador in Uganda, Ghana, Pakistan, Nepal, and India. Nancy Powell is fluent in Hindi, French, Nepali, and Urdu. Other posts have included National Intelligence Officer for South Asia at the National Intelligence Council, Deputy Chief of Mission in Bangladesh and Togo, Acting Assistant Secretary for African Affairs, Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for African Affairs, Consul General in Calcutta, and Minister Counselor for Political Affairs at the U.S. Embassy in New Delhi. Her appointment as ambassador to India in 2012 marked the first time in 21 appointments that a woman had been named to serve in that capacity. Ambassador Powell is also the only American diplomat to have served as chief of mission to 3 South Asian countries. In praising her appointment, the Brookings Institute noted, and I quote, "Her great skill in dealing with knotty problems, her common sense, her low-key, unflappable style, and her remarkable people skills, with a long history of telling truth to power without rancor or bluster, both in Washington and in her foreign assignments." At her swearing-in ceremony, Deputy Secretary of State William J. Burns affirmed these qualities, saying, "Since she left her home state of Iowa back in 1977, Nancy Powell has been a remarkable success story and as close to a Renaissance woman as this institution can produce. Time and time again, Nancy has reflected the combination of grit and generosity you only see in a born leader. From her early role as a Nepal desk officer to her ambassadorships, Nancy Powell has promoted a people-centric foreign policy. Her very own Powell Doctrine, one that cherishes not only the people and cultures where she serves, but also the people who serve with her. Ambassador Powell's stateside assignments have been no less significant. Prior to being named ambassador to India, she served as Director General of the Foreign Service and Director of Human Resources, responsible for overseeing the recruitment, assignment, well-being, professional development, and retirement of 60,000 Foreign Service employees. She also has served as the Department of State's Senior Coordinator for Avian Influenza and Acting Assistant Secretary for International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Activities. Powell was awarded the U.S. Department of State's Arnold L. Raffel Award in 2003 for her unique ability to balance employee development and morale issues with an intense policy and program agenda that inspired more effective and more compassionate human beings. In 2006, she received the Homeland Security Service to America Medal for avian flu preparation. She was honored in 2008 with the University of Northern Iowa Alumni Achievement Award, and in 2014, the Department of State's Distinguished Service Award, the highest given recognition. Ambassador Powell officially retired in May 2014, but she was quickly asked to return to serve as the State Department's Special Coordinator for Ebola Response and head of the Ebola Coordination Unit. This summer, she will serve as mentor for 2 sessions of the Ambassadorial Seminar. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry praised Powell's service, stating, "Your leadership, intellect, and judgment have been instrumental in guiding our way forward. You are one of the most special, respected, influential representatives of our country during this tumultuous time in history, and your work exemplifies the very best of the Foreign Service." On behalf of the faculty of the University of Northern Iowa, I commend her to you for the awarding of the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority granted by the State of Iowa to the State Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, it is with great pleasure that I confer on you, Ambassador Nancy Powell, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all rights and privileges thereto pertaining. May I ask that we again recognize both of our honorary degree recipients. Okay, you guys ready? Yeah, all right. We will now proceed to the awarding of degrees.
The deans of the colleges will now present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from their respective units. The audience will find the disciplines and courses of study for each college in your commencement program. Dr. Kent Johnson, Dean of the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs, will present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from that college. Those candidates will please rise.
Don't be bashful. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the university, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have successfully fulfilled the requirements for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Liberal Arts program, and the Bachelor of Liberal Studies degree. I am pleased to commend them to you for the awarding of those degrees.
Dr. Farzad Mousavi, Dean of the College of Business Administration, will present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from that college. Those candidates will please rise.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the university, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have successfully fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Liberal Arts program or degree of Arts teaching program. I'm pleased to commend them to you for the awarding of those degrees.
Dr. Dwight Watson, Dean of the College of Education, will present the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from that college. Those candidates will please rise.
Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the university, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have successfully fulfilled the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Liberal Arts program, and the Bachelor of Arts with teaching certification. I am pleased to commend them to you for the awarding of those degrees.
By virtue of the authority granted by the state of Iowa to the State Board of Regents and by them delegated to me, I hereby grant to each of you, as appropriate and qualified, the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Liberal Arts program, Bachelor of Arts with teaching certification, and the Bachelor of Liberal Studies degree with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I now pronounce you graduates of the University of Northern Iowa, and at this time, you may change your tassel.
Please be seated. We will now individually recognize and read the names of the graduates. On the left side of the stage, stage right, will be the procession of the graduates from the Division of Continuing Education and Special Programs and the College of Business Administration. On your right side of the stage, stage left, graduates from the College of Education will be recognized. Dr. Deidre Heisted and Ms. Nicole Harkin will read the names of the graduates. Names will be read in alphabetical order within each department. Graduates will be greeted by department heads and faculty members as they leave the stage.
Continuing Education and Special Programs, Brandy Lee Ananza.
From the College of Education, the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, Taylor C. Sconce.
Jordan Nicole Beardsley.
Erin Bennett Allred.
Erica Marie Bordwell.
Jen Lynn Anderson.
Rachel Ann Buck.
Kendall Eugene Osborne.
Robert Clayton Case.
Riley Bailey Hance.
Aaron Paul Davis.
Molly Lynn Balke.
Alan Joseph Vincent Donahue.
Hope May Banker.
David S. Fuller.
Lauren Ashley Barrick.
Bradley Michael Kenneth Grazer.
Courtney Grace Bauer.
Brian Lee Halisso.
Jenna Nicole Beatty.
Ellis Martin Jordan.
Adriana Elaine Bednars.
Melinda Ann Kimball.
Lauren Marie Behrens.
Lindsay K. Kriegel.
Jamie Lee Benda.
Emily M. Laska.
Gretchen Marie Biebel.
Julia Jean Lewis.
Abigail May Blankenberg.
Julia is the recipient of a Purple and Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Bachelor of Liberal Studies.
Brittany Nicole Bachstaller.
Becky Marie Little.
Shannon Elaine Boseneiler.
Isaac Alexander Lintz.
Courtney Marie Botchin.
Bryce E. Pop.
Jordy Michael Brown.
Gregory Allen Rainey.
Nicole Kimberly Bruce.
Casey James Semler.
Anne Bridget Bryson. Anne is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Middle Level Education.
Nathan Nash Shaw.
Anne Marie Burbach.
Tyler Ross Timmerman.
Brady Robert Kalo.
Malcolm Tyler.
Mackenzie Ann Carpenter.
Demetria Lynn Witt.
Melissa Ann Carr.
From the College of Business Administration, Area of Business Teaching, Kevin Neal Gartman.
Lisa Ann Karstens.
Adam Joseph Nillis.
Lenora Eileen Caruso.
Hillary Ray Pico.
Ashley K. Chase.
Gretchen Marie Shellman.
Jamie Allison Cisna.
Kendall Ann Turner.
Samantha Nicole Clayson.
From the Department of Accounting, Carson J. Anderson.
Morgan Brittany Coleman.
Austin Dale Beck.
Hannah Elaine Colpitz.
Emily Elizabeth Brown.
Alyssa Renee Crosby.
Zachary Michael Bergmeyer.
Allison Marie Cruvis.
Cassandra Jean Covemaker.
Emily Jo Dinger.
Brittany Lynn Kraft.
Jenna Lynn Deitmeyer.
Lee Christina Kreese.
Emma Joan Dolan.
Evan J. Cruz.
Kristen Nicole Gramaskis.
Joy Denise Dale.
Mackenzie Marie Dolzial.
Darren Jonathan Dillon.
Holly Marie Dolmeyer.
Pavel A. Domnenko.
Samantha Ray Doyle.
Michael Lee Dunlop.
Jessa Nicole Drake.
Ariana Marie Aguilani. Ariana is the recipient of a Purple and Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Accounting.
Elizabeth Ann Drees.
Danae Michelle Elgin.
Bridget Alexandra Duncan.
Jessica Ann Flav.
Kristen Lee Ekman.
Hunter Thomas Flogel.
Molly Marie Ellis.
Samuel Neil Getzinger.
Samantha Josephine England.
Joseph William Golwetzer.
Caitlin Christine Evizek.
Jordan Tyler Gusky.
Aaron Jacob Feldman.
Derek Michael Hergis.
Taylor Ann Fenton.
Janelle M. Jackson.
Jill Evelyn Fisher.
Samantha Diana Johansson.
Carissa Ruth Fisher.
Salila Kujecki.
Nicole Christine Fisher.
Brad Greg Camrith.
Sarah K. Fisher.
Sonia Lee Kretzinger.
Emily Ann Fione.
Robert Clinton Landis.
Carrie Ann Francic.
Jonathan William Langenberg.
Jordan Brianna Garlish.
Connor Ian McKee.
Emily Louise Gronwald.
Rebecca Christine Nettleton.
Jorge Vicente Esquivel.
Emily Marie Ott.
Andrew Michael Hauptman.
Jamie Pearson.
Grant Allen Hausman.
Shinju Chi.
Sarah Ann Gustafson.
Matthew Thomas Wrights.
Kelly C. Joe Halverson.
Derek Michael Richter.
Haley Michelle Hansen.
Blaze Cardine Shaley.
Alyssa Harem.
Kayla Marie Schultz.
Mary L. Harrigan.
Megan Lynn Schmidt.
Angela Michelle Hayes.
Jordan Anthony Sigworth.
Nicole Elizabeth Hebel.
Jill Kathleen Schneider.
Jessica Elaine Heidemann.
Jody John Thielen.
Samantha Marie Hines.
Jacob M. Toll.
Sydney Carmen Herman.
Zaya Wong.
Hillary K. Hilbert.
Shiyu Wong.
Kelly Lee Hillinga.
Andrew Blake Whitehead.
Leanne Christine Hager.
Stephen Lewis Willard.
Whitney Ann Hoffman.
Maddie Mulugeta Worku.
Andrea Brianne Hoganson.
Junie Wu.
Allie Suzanne Holton.
Li Ming Sa.
Courtney Ann Hoover.
Alisa May Zabornik.
Zoe Joy Hauser.
Wenin Shang.
Maria Catherine Howard.
Shujing Zhou.
Holly Michelle Hunter.
For the Department of Economics, Parimal Errol.
Allison May Hupp.
Trent John Baker.
Courtney Lynn Jackson.
Lana Codina.
Brian Patrick Johnson.
Jefferson Lee Fosbender.
Laura Rebecca Johnson.
Chad Ryan Franzen.
Megan Lana Johnson.
Audrey Rose Grove. Audrey is the recipient of a Purple and Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Finance.
Nicole Renee Jurgensen.
Jonathan Thomas Heinzman.
Ross William Karsten.
Ruth Shalagat Katam.
Ryan Davidson Kirkpatrick.
Jennifer Jean Lewis.
Cole Henry Kleinwalterrink.
Max W. Martino.
Allie Jennifer Klepper.
Tyler Hugh Moran.
Casey Randall Klosterman.
Scott Adrian Morehouse.
Alyssa Marie Knutson.
Cheyenne Susan Newman.
Ashley Barbara Kramer.
Alexandra Ann Rickles.
Samantha Joe Kramer.
Lucas Von Schroeder.
Hope Nicole Kriegel.
Daniel Andrew Swanson.
Kelly Marie Kruger.
Daniel Dean Swift Jr.
Travis Luke Lenz.
Paraz Upreti.
Sarah Jean Lofredo.
Shangzhen Wong.
Molly Caitlin Maybe.
Department of Finance, Mohammed Abdul Majed Al-Gishi.
Sarah Caitlin Majeski.
Mustafa Mohammed Al-Mustafa.
Sarah Elizabeth Marston.
Salma Riyad Al-Shamazi.
Avra Jane Matthews.
James Joseph Brawl.
Laura J. Mays.
Mark Anthony Duncan.
Kimberly S. McCoy Parker.
Alexander Jacob Breeler.
Jacob Tyrell McEllier.
Benjamin P. Bergmeyer.
Emily Marie McQuinston.
Derek Drew Deloy.
Emily Ann Mead.
Mary Guam. Mary Guam.
Amanda Margaret Merritt.
Garrett Michael Elke.
Lindsay K. Meskimen.
Elias A. Escobedo.
Mercedes Ann Miller.
Ian Michael Freemeyer.
Natalie Ann Miller.
Matthew Lewis Glenn.
Heidi Violet Malasis.
Megan Lee Hazlett.
Megan Ray Molenbeek.
Cameron John Heathman.
Lauren K. Moorhead.
Kimberly Lynn Hood.
Caitlin Denise Morgan.
Brad Jenkins.
Larissa Ann Morrissey. Larissa is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Elementary Education.
Austin Mitchell Jonk.
Carl Afton Murphy.
Yi Jin.
Brenda Joy Nagel.
Mario Alberto Jorge.
Andrea Michelle Nelson.
Christopher Scott King.
Kenna Lee Nelson.
Kyle James Cloft.
Cassie Anna Nunakoven.
Blake Andrew Kodum.
Jennifer Joe Olson.
Brian Patrick Kuhn.
Brittany K. Opine.
Jesse Ray Kunzweiler.
Alicia Helen Parmerly.
Yinsea Liu.
Caitlin Yvonne Parsons.
Kayla Marie Miner.
Megan Nicole Potova.
Karina Ann Overgard.
Katie Marie Plager.
Amy Michelle Pfeiffer.
Amanda.
Amy is the recipient of a Purple and Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Real Estate.
Amanda Lee Price.
Alexis Rani Pudacek.
Angela Lynn Price.
Violetta Jasmine Randy.
Laura E. Purvis.
Megan Ann Renfer.
Reagan Haley Recklinger.
Hunter Thomas Rhodey.
Hillary Janice Rickert.
Corey Donald Schultes.
Hillary Lynn Brinker.
Baylor Claire Shanahan.
Jennifer Ann Roach.
Eric Charles Sikkema.
Leah LaRae Rowland.
Molly Elizabeth Skovronski.
Ryan Dwayne Ross.
Chelsea Lynn Stonehouse.
Lindsay Marie Roth.
Han Wong.
Alicia Marie Rao.
Jing Wong.
April Annette Runquist.
Lu Wong.
Seth David Sackman.
Lulu Wong.
Brooke Renee Sharn.
Yi Chang Yuan.
Brandy Christine Shipper.
Zhongyi Mao.
Hannah Mae Schuler.
For the Department of Management, Kelsey Ann Abel.
Anna Jo Schultz.
Heba Madi Abul Asaud.
Skylar Elizabeth Schwans.
Noor Madi Abu Al Saud.
Caitlin Marie Schweig.
Saud Madi Abul Saud.
Amanda Jo Schwendinger.
Galab Madi Alda Luge.
Scott William Shavink.
Hussein Abdul Jahid Al-Jisi.
Lindsay Renee Seidel.
Salia Al-Sadek.
Latasha Caprice Sheets.
Mahmoud Abdullah Al-Sahadi.
Janine Lynn Shulman Ward.
Mohammed Matrouk Asitwai.
Carissa Michaela Shepard.
Hussein On Altu Waymer.
Nicole Lynn Sines.
Moyed Abdul Karim Altawarit.
Andrea Michael Sitzman.
Khaled Tariq Al-Zahir.
Lindsay Marie Skillings.
Jordan Carey Asbel.
Emily Christine Sletton.
Molly Ann Baines.
Sarah Ann Smith.
Chloe Monteroyo Bahasa.
Dakota Lee Summer.
Forrest Charles Benton.
Bridget M. Spree.
Ashley Marie Booz.
Kaylee Ann Staub.
Carter Joseph Brandt.
Alyssa Linnea Stroman.
Jacob Alexander Brown.
Shelby J. Suits.
Cameron Lindsay Burtness.
Andrea Marie Schweitzer.
John Vernon Chambers.
Corey Kevin Swotek.
Alex Edward Chisholm.
Megan Marie Turasi.
Brianna Nicole Crystal.
Heather Renee Thomas.
Kevin Raymond Decker.
Kelly Marie Thomas.
Valdina Delk.
Nicole Louisa Thompson.
Osvaldo de los Rios.
Jenna Elizabeth Cheddar.
Amber Marie Deneve.
Nadia Hope Tyler.
Amanda Marie Dunnick.
Alicia Ann Weber.
Colin Richard Egan.
Derek Paul Weber.
Jordan David Eberhardt.
Kara Michelle Weiler.
Gabrielle Aaron Engelken.
Emily Louise West.
Scott Michael Evans.
Andrew James White.
Brady Allen Feldman.
Chelsea Ann Wiederin.
Tina Marie Fratsky.
Beatrice Ann Wilson.
Nathan Samuel Frazee.
Jacob Dale Wise.
Lauren Ashley Frieders.
Dylan Thomas Wolf.
Brian Rain Fredrickson.
Julie Joe Zuber.
J. George Frichty.
From the School of Health, Physical Education, and Leisure Services, Christina Lee Abernathy.
Randon Dean Greenlee.
John Alonzo Aboud.
Amanda Jo Hackenmiller.
Jordan K. Aitchison.
Kyle Christopher Hayner.
Dustin Dean Albaugh.
Logan Westbrook Hansen.
Sloan Taylor Abuhowski.
Alexander John Harlan.
Alam Afaraj.
Garrett Clinton Harris.
Ashley Lynn Allenstein.
Kirk Richard Harris.
Allie Marie Anderson.
Preston Riley Harvey.
Benjamin John Foggy.
Delaney Jean Higgins.
Tesla Lee Bow.
Marshall Stephen Hill.
Morgan Elizabeth Bjornson.
Kevin Hodgers.
Caitlin Brittany Blake.
Jacob Charles Huberti.
Jamie Marie Bogey.
Austin Eric Jensen.
Elizabeth Ann Bolton.
Derek Lee Jensen.
Sydney Ray Boyle.
Dong Jiang.
Abigail Marie Breitbach.
Catherine Jane Johnson.
Jillian Paige Brooks.
Alan Kaitazovich.
Allison Helen Brown.
Jessica Lynn Kautzer.
Caleb Alexander Brown.
Jessica Marie Kelchin.
Kayla Jo Bruns.
Corey Michael Killen.
Muriel Amelia Burnett.
Jill Ann Kinney.
Abigail Ruth Burt.
Courtney Joe Kaiser.
Kylie Ann Cahill.
Patrick David Lahart.
Andrew Clark.
Timothy Henry Luchtefeld.
Eric Thomas Callahan.
Alec James Moss.
Tyler Andrew Canfield.
Lindsay Catherine Manders.
Talia Minette Carrescio.
Derek John Marty.
Melanie Rose Carroll.
Austin John Martin.
Zachary Scott Cole.
Jonathan David Martinson.
Erica Allison Coleman.
Samantha Marie McAtee.
Kaylee Lauren Cordell.
Edward Joseph Mershman III.
Jacob Stephen Coyle.
Brandon James Michael.
Morgan Elizabeth Daniels.
Haley Renee Morrow.
Danielle Joy Derrick.
Jared Keith Newton.
Catherine Ann Davidson.
Andrew David Niedert.
Courtney Marie DeRocher.
Joseph John William Noonan.
Jamie Ann Donaldson.
Rachel May Olson.
Elise Wise Drusen.
Tate Thomas Omley.
Abigail Renee Everling.
Joseph Robert Osmonski.
Nicholas Treyon Eccles.
William Richard Peck.
Tara Marie Isley.
John Robert Reynolds.
Jade Elizabeth Ellenbecker.
Alexander Paul Reese.
Chelsea Nicole Ellingson.
Adrian Rocha.
Heidi Michelle Flowers.
Aaron John Schmadecki.
Caitlin Curran Fuller.
Michaela Mackenzie Schmidt.
Katie Jo Garrison. Katie is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Leisure, Youth, and Human Services.
Okay. Anna Rose Smith.
Kendra K. Giardino.
Holly Lynn Seaman.
Morgan Sierra Gozo.
John James Cipher.
Timothy Scott Graham.
Ethan Edward Seow.
Amanda Lee Hesh.
Justin Lee Smith.
Blake Thomas Hendrickson.
Brady Edwin Stauffer.
Jose Luis Hernandez.
Catherine Josephine Striegel.
Stephanie K. Higgs.
Christopher Dale Strike.
Kelsey Ann Hilmer.
Shane Joseph Sullivan.
Erica Sue Hinchin.
Zachary Matthew Tyne.
Alex Richard Hintz.
Christopher Teese.
Jennifer Ann Felker Hockett.
Carly Renee Thornton.
Kelly Jean Hoffman.
Colin Joel Thorson.
Courtney Nicole Hollab.
Joseph William Tobin.
Anne Marie Horrigan.
Jeffrey Allen Trangsrud.
Haley Elizabeth Hospodarski.
Kaylee Mae Venz.
Cade Tor Hoberston.
Allison Elaine Walters.
Catherine Elizabeth Huber.
Teren Robert Washington.
Jacob Dean Hugan.
Jacob Joe Weiss.
Charles Maxwell Hugo.
Michael Thiessen Wellman.
Joel Michael Ingram.
Scott Patrick Wilkie.
Aaron Caitlin Johnson.
Brent Marshall Wilkins.
Maria Emily Johnson.
Benjamin Joseph Wurzbach.
Cassandra Grace Jorgensen.
Mark Edmund Zawada.
Connor Joseph Kem.
From the Department of Marketing, Brina Linda Bakey.
Taylor Joseph Ketman.
Elizabeth Ann Barsky.
Jonathan Wayne Klein.
Sebastian Barth.
Landon Paul Klimesh.
Carla Bekovic.
John Douglas Knapper.
Logan Jeffrey Bine.
Kayleen Annette Kragenbrink.
Brittany K. Boston.
Rachel Ann Kuhn.
Eric James Boyer.
Austin Reed Travis Lett.
Jordan Lindsay Breggy. Jordan is the recipient of a Purple and Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Marketing.
Kelsey Ann Ludwig.
Brittany Alexis Bunger.
Anna Jean Mawson.
Jody Lee Burke.
Timothy Glenn Mack.
Maxwell Robert Buskey.
Chelsea Lee Martins.
Mitchell Lee Christoffel.
Callan Morgan Mason.
Devin Howard Daniels.
Danielle Terrell McKenzie.
Morgan Taylor Dornbeer.
Brandy Lynn McMurray.
Jessica Louise Dubois.
Erica Michelle Medlin.
Stephanie Nicole Duggan.
Kylie Nicole Meyer.
Maggie Elizabeth Feeney.
Mercedes Johanna McCullough.
Bartholomew Joseph Frederick.
Jackson Hamilton Miller.
Nicholas Matthew Gary.
Chelsea Miller Bailey.
Shauna Ray Happel.
Taylor James Molenbeek.
Bradley Andrew Hott.
David Grant Moore.
Jacob Hurla.
Mallory Elaine Moore.
Joe Lewis Kettman.
Megan Catherine Neeland.
Ethan Lee Kumbera.
Jennifer Ann Nutt.
Charles Brett Laymaster.
Trevor Michael Parrish. Trevor is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Athletic Training.
Austin Ray Lewin.
Olivia Rose Passett.
Nicholas Joseph Lorenzen.
Alex Michael Pop.
Taylor Marie Lubin.
Lindsay Ann Phelps.
Nicholas J. Mackey.
Austin James Pink.
Ryan William Matasowski.
Casey Marie Powers.
Amanda Eileen McAvoy.
Jared Queck Berner.
Anthony Joseph McDermott.
Nicholas Ronald Quinlan.
Maria Rose Michelson.
Haley Marie Ray.
Lakin Lee Moody.
Alicia Marie Richter.
Jessica Marie Nemesi.
Blake Caillou Rishush. Blake is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for Meritorious Scholarship in Physical Education.
Andrew Wayne Peel.
Alexis K. Rogan.
Michael Jerome Ralph.
Radney Scott Rusa.
Braden Stanton Reno.
Jennifer Lynn Ruba.
Casey Miles Brigner.
Zachary Robert Rupp.
Shane Curtis Rumpsa.
Catherine Suzanne Shura.
Ryan Dodge Shaven.
Luke Richard Shover.
Justin Daniel Schneider.
Emma Rose Sehusen.
Evan Michael Siren.
Elizabeth Ann Seffrin.
Chong Shan.
Taylor Elizabeth Sheets.
Marvin Curtis Singleton Jr.
Spence Richard Simonson.
Zachary John Smith.
Lauren Elizabeth Sims.
Anthony Michael Wall.
Hannah Whitney Sloan.
Jay Wen.
Ryan L. Smiley.
Michael Joseph Arnold Wood.
Andrea Renee Smith. Eric Joseph Smith. Jordan Dale Smith. Alexis Renea Spitzner. James Nicholas Stubble. Megan Ann Struck. Courtney Michelle Swazina. Corey Tyler Zamlowski. Dania Lauren Toms. Derek John Chepkeys. Zachary Bruno Tomesh. Sarah Elizabeth Turner. Seth James Tuttle. Seth is the recipient of a Purple and Old Gold Award for conspicuous achievement in athletics, basketball. Kayla Marie Van Otterloo. Megan Marie Vanderkolk. Anna Vandemein. Andrew James Verstegen. Amber Nicole Waylert. Bethany Susan Wallace. Catherine Ann Weisenberger. Lainey Christine Waha. Emily Ann Winter. Taylor Renee Wortman. Carly May Wolf. Haley Marie Young. Andrew Lee Deutsch. Anthony Harrington. Eric Michael Lloyd Martin. Blair Michelle Miller. Amber Rose McDonough. Taryn Marie Fisher. Paul Joseph McElroy. Andrea Mott. And Samantha Pearson.
At this time, please welcome Mr. Kevin Gartman, President of the Northern Iowa Student Government for the 2014-2015 academic year. Kevin.
Good morning, fellow graduates, family, and friends. My name is Kevin Gartman, and as the former student body president, I'm honored with a chance to speak with you today. I want to take this chance in front of a microphone to talk about epidemics. Now, Kevin, you're probably thinking, most of the science students graduate this afternoon, and I know that. But we all have in our mind an idea of what contagiousness is. I read a book by Malcolm Gladwell recently that touches on this concept, and I want to share with you now a few brief thoughts that he and I have. Have you ever thought about yawning? Yawning is a surprisingly powerful act. Just because you heard me say the word yawning in the previous 2 sentences, and the additional 2 yawns in this sentence, a good number of you will probably yawn within the next few minutes. Now that I've set the stage for you to yawn, and I've justified why it isn't because I'm boring, I'll continue. Since I'm talking about yawning in a public place, and you've just yawned, chances are that a good proportion of everyone who saw you yawn will yawn as well. And a good proportion of the people watching the people who watched you yawn will continue it on. Yawning is incredibly contagious, but so is this concept I've just described before you. Simply by saying a word, and it works for writing too, a person can plant a feeling in someone else's mind. Contagiousness unexpectedly happens in all parts of life, and we can embrace that. The second point that the author touches on is the idea that little changes can somehow have big effects. This is something that most of us probably will say that we agree with, but don't truly act upon. Consider the following puzzle. I give you a large piece of paper, and I ask you to fold it over once. Then take that folded paper and fold it over again, and then again, and again, until you have refolded the original paper 50 times. How tall is that final stack going to be? Most of you will probably fold the sheet in your mind and guess that that pile will be as thick as a phone book. Or, if you're really courageous, we'll say that it's as tall as a refrigerator. But the real answer is that the paper would be about the distance to the sun. We need to prepare ourselves for the possibility that sometimes big changes follow from small events, and sometimes these changes can happen very quickly. In our time at UNI, we have experienced big moments. Graduation today is one. However, we've also had conversations with professors that start as questions over a homework assignment and turn into hour-long discussions about our future plans and goals. Perhaps while walking through the union, someone handed you a piece of paper and suggested that you come to a club meeting. Now, years later, graduating as the former president of that club, can you appreciate the little details? Gladwell tells one more story about the tipping point and how it can change a life. I remember once, as a child, seeing our family's puppy encounter snow for the first time. He was shocked and delighted and overwhelmed, wagging his tail nervously, sniffing about in this strange, fluffy substance, whimpering with the mystery of it all. It wasn't much colder on the morning of his first snowfall than it had been the evening before. It might have been 34 degrees the previous evening, and now it was 31 degrees. Almost nothing had changed, yet this was the amazing thing. Everything had changed. As we leave UNI, let's take the lessons taught by our professors and the slips of paper handed out in the union wherever we go. By knowing that the smile we give a child we pass on the street, or the handwritten thank you that you compose for someone who helps you get a job, that each and every one of those actions can make an impact, that's a tipping point in someone's life. I always say that life is about the little things. While we've learned big theories and great ideas in our time on campus, I hope that you all spread the UNI love wherever you go, and in doing so, UNI can start something contagious. On behalf of the Northern Iowa Student Government and the rest of the UNI student body, congratulations, graduates, and best of luck to you all. Please join me in welcoming Michelle Kohler, Chair of the UNI Alumni Association.
Thank you, Kevin. Greetings, distinguished guests, faculty, and parents. Most importantly, on behalf of the more than 110,000 alumni, I would like to extend congratulations to you, members of the class of 2015. You've earned a degree from the University of Northern Iowa, and you should be proud of this momentous accomplishment. Your time here as a student was brief compared to what commences today. Your lifelong experience as an alumni of this great institution, and I encourage you to become engaged and an involved Panther once you leave the environment here today. No matter how far away your career may take you, no matter how far away you leave the state, please know that the Alumni Association is your constant contact to UNI. Consider getting involved with an alumni club, attending a social event, or coming back for homecoming. I also encourage you to stay in touch with the faculty and the staff here at UNI. As a UNI graduate, your active participation in the life of the university will help you to continue to develop personally, enhance the value of your degree, and help advance UNI to new heights. You are joining a family of more than 110,000 fellow graduates. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Thank you very much, Kevin and Michelle. Before I continue, I would ask that all of the graduates please stand again and be recognized as a group. Okay, graduates, your turn. Please give your parents, family, and friends a round of applause for their support over the last several years. Please be seated. When asked why I wanted to be president of the University of Northern Iowa, the answer has been easy, and it is in this arena right now, our graduates. These young women and men are the heart and soul of this university. UNI is a beautiful place, but is merely a collection of buildings until brought to life by the students, the faculty, and staff who all join together in this effort we call higher education. It is an understatement to say that we live in a world that is changing, in large part due to the wonders of technology. I have absolutely no doubt that even now some in the audience are sending text messages to their friends wondering when we'll start the celebration. I'm amazed how fast those thumbs can move. One of the other many changes in recent years has come to do with vocations our graduates will soon start. The good news is that the job outlook for these graduates is excellent. According to recent reports, employers plan to hire more new college graduates this year than they did last year. What is different, however, is the jobs and careers you all will have. For many of the parents and the grandparents in this audience, working meant joining one firm, one company, maybe two if the first one got bought out, and staying there for an entire work life. Today, it's expected that graduates will have multiple careers and numerous jobs in each. I encourage you to accept that challenge, and I know you will excel. At commencement, programs around Iowa and the nation, the guest speakers, after many, many hours or many days of work, will deliver messages they hope will stand the test of time and have an impact on both the graduates and their families. They will have struggled over individual words or trying to turn a phrase that will become a good soundbite on television or radio. They want to leave you with words of wisdom that will change your lives. I, however, am a realist. I have no illusions that 30 years from now you'll remember what I have said. In fact, what I want you to remember is the people you're sitting next to, the faculty members who taught you and then became your friends, and all of the experience that have made the University of Northern Iowa an indelible part of your life forever. Your years here at UNI have been, for all of you in your own respective ways, an experience like no other. You have joined a family bound together by a search for knowledge, a love of learning, and a shared joy in life. I don't profess to have the answers to all the world's problems, but I do have a few ideas I'll leave you with. Listen to your heart. Listen to those you love and those who love you. Do the right thing for the right reason, especially when it's hard and especially when no one's looking. Work hard, play hard, live life. In a few short months, this is scary for me, the class of 2019 will be here to begin its journey toward where you are now. Like you, will become part of a continuing legacy that symbolizes who we are in the UNI family. From this member of the family, thank you for making this a memorable day. Thank you for making UNI the wonderful place it is. Thank you for allowing UNI to be part of your life. And thank you for all you have done for us. In honor of today's graduates, please stand and join us in singing the Alma Mater, led by UNI student Megan Gray. The music for all to sing can be found in
Great, thanks.
To thee, O
Thank you, Megan Gray. We proceed with our final announcements. Please direct your attention to the top of the McLeod Center for thanking our music group today, the UNI Symphonic Band under the direction of Dr. Danny Gallion. Ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to attend a reception for all graduates and their guests outside on the Eldon Miller Plaza immediately following the ceremony. We ask that all graduates and audience members remain in place until after the President's Party has exited the McLeod Center. At that time, all graduates and guests should exit up the stairs only. These commencement exercises being now completed, we go forth with the recessional of the President's Party. The spring commencement exercises of 2015 for the University of Northern Iowa are now adjourned.